guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna bring you this new scooter from Lambretta, which is the V125 Special. And as you can see, it's a scooter that will bring you memories from the 60s and the 70s, especially if you watch those movies where people used to go on picnics riding the scooters, and especially when they have the grid in the back, which is an extra you can have, and also the grid in the front to put your basket. It's an extra for this bike that you can buy and give it that special look. And basically it's almost the same bike, but of course adapted to the modern days, because technology is completely different and the engine is completely different. It's a really good looking bike, as you can see by the details. Look at this seat with the stitching in red. Also you have here the sticker saying Lambretta. What else do you have here is special? Look here, where you put the floors, also says Lambretta. Here, Lambretta. And I think I saw, okay, here in the front, the Innocente S.A. Lambretta. Really old style. Since I'm here, let me talk to you about the lights. Everything is LED, either the blinkers, mediums and high beams, and in the stop lights everything is LED on this scooter, which is really nice. I like that detail. And I'm gonna show you under the seat some more stuff, like this one. Look, the fuel cap, also saying Lambretta. Under the seat you have Lambretta also, so you will always know it is a Lambretta bike. As you can see, we have some storage, we have gloves. Let me put the gloves down here, and we have space for an helmet. In this case, I'm gonna tell you right now that you have space only for an helmet of this kind. If you do a full face helmet, it will not fit. At least I tried with my two helmets I have two models, and it didn't fit in this space. So if you put one like this, it will be fine. You can put the gloves, and I'm gonna show you a special feature of this bike, which is you can take this basket off, and once it's off, you have access to almost the main components of the bike. Engine is there, electronic things there, blah blah blah. I don't know what's it called, the fuses are there, so you have access to everything. So in case of maintenance, we have to take everything apart, it will take 1 hour, blah 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 blah. Well, it doesn't take 1 hour, it takes 5 seconds to put this on and put it off again, and it's done. They have access to everything, so maintenance should also be a little bit cheaper on this bike. Let me close this because I don't need it opened. Let me show you here the glove compartment on the motorcycle, where you have two storage places where you can put your phone or whatever. You have the lock and unlock, which is a kill switch in this case, and you have also here on top a USB plug where you can put your phone charging. Just for curiosity, yes, it's just on this side. The other side doesn't have anything, and the good thing is that this is closed. You only open with the key by twisting to this side, and it's open. Also, this seat, you twist to the other side and the seat opens. If you want to lock the bike, you just have to lock it, pull down, and now the bike is locked. To unlock, just put the keys and it's unlocked. Now let me talk to you about the handlebars. Simple handlebars, good construction, front brake, rear brake, high beams, low beams here. This is passing light, you just press this button several times, and you have here the turn signals. One thing I don't like on this bike, listen, beep beep. Yeah, every time you do the turn signals, you listen to this annoying sound, so you just put it off. Horn, on this side, you have a set button where you can set this information for odometer and trip 1. And if you keep pressing, you can set the clock. That's it. And here you have the starter for the bike. Here on the dashboard, quite simple. Turn signals, left and right, right and left. High beams, they are on now. Fuel level, speedometer. And here you have a digital part with liquid crystal panel. We have fuel level, RPM, odometer, battery tension, and a clock. Odometer, as I said before, you press the button and you have trip 1. That's only information that you have on this bike. And having said that, let me just put on my gloves and we'll go for a ride to see how it behaves on the street. Okay guys, just before we go to the road, I'm gonna use this little bit of track to give you some brake testing. And here we go. They are good for the scooter that it is, but you will feel the rear wheel wobbling while you're braking hard. Here we go. But this is what you have when you have CBS, which is combined braking system, and a very small wheel on a scooter. But it's nothing that you cannot handle it, especially since the bike, it's very lightweight. It doesn't scare you that much. Yep, see, quite easily, no problems. And now let's go to the road. Let's start with things that I like on this bike. Of course, it's the design and the riding position. For my surprise, either the comfort and the space for my legs, it's quite nice, and the seat is also really nice. Let's start. Now I'm gonna stop here. Seat height, it's 800 millimeters, so everyone will be able to reach the floor. Of course, smaller people will need to lean a little bit forward in order to reach the floor. Other things, the tires, it's 110/70 12 and 120/70 12. So as you can see, it's small tires, which means that on roads with more bumps and more less smooth than these ones, you will feel a little bit of the road. It always happens with the scooters, especially the ones with small tires. You also have one disc in the front, 226 millimeters, one disc in the back, 220 millimeters, and the braking is combined braking system, usually called CBS. In this case, if you use the front brake, it only works the front brake. If you use the rear brake, it does the combination of braking between the rear and the front. I don't know the percentages, how much it brakes in the front and how much it brakes in the rear, but that you can see on the technical specs of the bike. It's not important for this case, just to let you know that it's not an ABS system. The mirrors, they are good. We have about 70-80% visibility from the back. The only thing for me, it's they are too close to my arm. I really hate, because if I want to see a little bit more, I have to lean back to have better visibility, and in my opinion they should be a little bit more out, but I am well aware if they were a little bit more out, they will go outside the lines of the bike. You guys cannot see at the moment, but I'm riding with the pillion. I went to pick up my daughter, and we're gonna do some top speeds with two person, but since I already did the Portuguese review, the top speed I was able to do on the speedometer was 100 kilometers an hour. Since this is a one-cylinder engine with 124.7 cc's, 10 horsepower at 8,500 RPM, and I guess it has 9 newtons at 7,000. What basically this means, it's not going to go over those speeds I was able to do on the Portuguese review, unless it's going downhill, but that doesn't count. Okay, I'm talking about going straight lines and uphill, which is where we need the power of the bike to be more precise. Also, one thing, since it only has 10 horsepower, this is not highway or fast lane bike scooter. I recommend, if possible, use the secondary roads and follow those roads where you will feel more comfortable with the speeds with the bike can give, because on a highway at those speeds you'll be looking like a snail and everyone will be passing you, and it will be uncomfortable after a while. But okay, this is wrong button. This is the one I want. Was the blinkers. I put the I-beams. These two buttons together, it needs some time to get used to them. But now it's okay. Let's do a little bit with two person, me and the pillion, which is in this case is my daughter. Actually, it's quite surprising. I'm almost at the same limits, at the same speed limits that I was when I was coming alone. So it doesn't make too much difference. My daughter is around 17 years now. She'll be like 50 or 60 kilograms, I don't know exactly, but it doesn't make too much difference riding with one person or riding with a pillion. Surprisingly, 100 kilometers, which you all know, there is always the difference between the real speed and the speed that is shown on the dashboard. So usually it's 10 kilometers. So we are going in the range of 90 kilometers an hour, which is quite good. And now we're gonna have a little bit uphill right in front of us. You see, we're gonna see how it will behave. I'm giving it all it has. There is nothing more I can push from this scooter. I'm just trying not to lose. Let's go, let's go. Okay, we're starting at 100. There's a car behind us. We're going down to, now we are almost at 80. And I think it's gonna settle on 80. Yeah. So it's quite nice for this bike and this engine, the way it is performing. Leg positions, we only have the 90 degrees. If you want to stretch your legs, you have to put them outside of the scooter, like this or like that, and stretch them a little bit. But like I said, this is a scooter for you to go from home to work, to go to the beach, to go little short commutes, and it's not a scooter for long commutes. So there is no problem or issue really with stretching your legs. This has a 6 liter or 6.5 liters tank, and it spends around 3 liters every 100 kilometers. So we have a 200 kilometers around range with this bike, which is quite good and interesting range to have on the scooter. I was thinking about overtaking this one, but I decided, what? Let's try test the brakes. The brakes are good. Like I said, I was thinking about overtaking it, but I was seeing cars coming too fast on the mirror, and I already know what I can do, what I cannot do with this bike. It is impossible to overtake on this street, because this is it's not highway, it's a fast lane street. Everyone over there it's going over the 80 kilometers hour, so I stick to my lane and will only overtake if I see that all the precautions are taken. In this case, look, I will not overtake this one. First of all, it's a continuous line. Then I know I'm going to start going up the hill, and the bike will not have enough power to overtake that car safely. So better to stay here and keep my speed. While we are here, I can tell you that this bike weighs around 110 kilograms, which is nothing. Basically, it's a very lightweighted bike, and even with, if you put the 5 liters, which will be 5 kilos of fuel, which will be around 115 kilograms, and as you can see, the bike responds really well to any command. Also, it comes in several colors. I think it's 3 colors. I only seen this one, it's the orange, and there is another one also which is red, and I forgot which one was the third color, because I don't follow catalogs. Whenever I go pick up a bike, I just take a quick look at the specs, and everything else comes from experience, and that's what you guys want to see. More colors you can see on the website for the manufacturer. For sure they will give you all the color ranges of the bike. The bike is really cool, really good looking, and of course it is a scooter. I keep calling it a bike, but it's a scooter mainly designed for women. I can see a couple of guys riding it just because it's cool and it's different, but in my opinion, I think it will be women that will be riding and buying this bike. And having said this, please guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, follow my other networks, give me your likes, give me your comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!